Hey guys, it's Friday, so we are going to do a little bit of a demo here. This is just going to be real quick. It's it's another one on transfer process. I've been getting a couple questions here and there about using the freezer paper and using different ways to transfer the image onto your board using this freezer paper. Now, first thing I want to remember, or I want to remind you, is this freezer paper, and by the way, this is going to be in the playlist for transfer process. Remember, this freezer paper, the stuff we're using now, and by the way, always look for the latest version on any of the playlists, on any specific subjects. You always want to look for the latest one, because I evolve and I keep learning and finding different ways and and actually suggestions from you guys. I keep kind of getting evolving and getting better. But anyway, this is the freezer paper that's available.
Yeah, big glare. There you go.
So you don't have to cut it up. It's already made to go in your inkjet printer. So I don't know, the website is on here, but I'm going to put a link to the website in there. But the link to the website is also on video number 241. That's all of our supplies and all of that stuff. And it's way down in the bottom there. You'll see it's C. Jenkins, but I think it's cjenkins.com, cjenkinscompany.com. But anyway, we don't have an Amazon link for this because it's really expensive on Amazon. If you go directly to them, you get like half the price. I mean, it's way cheaper than what you can get it on Amazon. So anyway, so that's what I'm using here. Inkjet printer with the freezer paper, that goes in your inkjet printer. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got two logos printed out at exactly the same time, and I'm going to transfer them both. And these were printed probably, I want to say they were printed maybe an hour ago, something like that. So I'm going to tape them down, and I'm going to actually use heat on one of them, and then the other one I'm going to rub, and we're going to take a look and see which one looks best. Obviously, I could be more careful with this, but it's just a test thing. I think I got that one off a little bit. We'll miss a little bit there, but I don't want to reposition it now. All right, so we are going to, someone is asking, I'm yelling again? Yeah. Someone is asking, can you use just an iron and heat transfer this thing? Well, let's find out. So I've just got this on kind of medium setting on the iron. And this used to be Vicky's iron. Evidently now it's mine. And she wants to upgrade.
Yeah, when I decide to iron again.
Yeah. Actually, she doesn't iron near as much as she used to when she was working in the casinos, but so we're going to iron. I'm just going to kind of go over that thing. So remember, guys, always, whatever subject that you see me doing a video on, look and find the latest one on that particular subject, whatever it should happen to be, because I evolve. Some of my techniques are a little bit different now than they were a few years ago, and we've got videos that go way back. All right, so this one, look what I got. I got a different way to rub it on. What?
Hold it down.
So this is just my my router bit depth gauge, and I discovered the other day that I think it actually works better for rubbing these things on. I really should have this taped down on two different edges, not just one. So I found that rather than using the wooden spoon or even the metal spoon, I wanted something like it had kind of a, not necessarily super sharp edge, but a real good edge on it where I can get some pressure on it. Oh, man. I may have messed that up. see what that one looks like.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah, I could use a little bit more. I don't know. All right, so let's see what the way that looks.
And this is just with an ink printer, huh?
This is just an inkjet printer, and this is that freezer paper. So see, the heat does kind of transfer it, but is it as good as just the rub-on thing? I don't think so. I just don't think it works as good. Now, here's the deal, and when somebody suggested this, a couple people actually, when they suggested it, I thought, well, it probably won't transfer at all, because a laser printer works on heat, not an inkjet printer. But you can see it does transfer some, so it's not bad, but I still think the rub, or the whatever you want to call that, the scrape process, I think works a little bit better.
Yeah, I think it works quite a bit better.
And see, now there it's starting to actually stick. So maybe I got it too hot. It appears I got it too hot there. And I tried this the other day actually with, so heat is one way you could do it. Maybe if it was a lower setting, it wouldn't get as hot and stick like that. But this is still, in my opinion, still far better. And it allows you to kind of go back over it more. And you're less likely to get third-degree burns. which, as clumsy as I am, that's a real possibility. Anyway, I think that's the process.
Can you hold it up just a little?
Yeah.
Just set it up. Yeah.
I think that's the process to go with. And again, I'm using my router bit depth gauge, but you could also use something, although I don't know whether this would work quite as good. This may look familiar to you. This is kind of one of those tools, I call it a spatula, that they use for putting like vinyl on. There's another word for it, but I can't think of what it is because I'm not in the vinyl business. But I've had this probably 15, 20 years. So I think this would work too. But even a good piece of plastic or something where you can get a real good edge on there, it seems to work pretty well. So anyway, that kind of solves that dilemma. Does heat work? Yeah, it kind of does. But and I've tried the iron with laser jet, if you've got a laser jet, but I still don't like it as well. If I was going laser jet, I'd probably go and use the lacquer thinner or some solvent like that to make that transfer process rather than heat. And I've even tried the little, if you go into the playlist for the transfer process playlist, you can see in there I've done all different kinds of things where I use a little heat tool, a heat transfer tool. It's kind of like a soldering iron with a little round thing on the end, and it kind of burns and chars. This still, I think, is the best process, using the freezer paper and then just rubbing it on with something that's got a nice edge. All right, guys, that is it for that. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We've had a great week. We're kind of gearing up for Atlanta. So if you guys are in the Atlanta area on the 25th, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I think it's a Sunday, we're going to be doing a meetup at the Marriott Marquis on Peachtree in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you guys are around, we'd love to meet you. I know we've already gotten some people that said they can make it, so we're looking forward to it. And as far as the LTS, the live training session, which is always the last Saturday of every month, we're going to try and do something from Atlanta. That's kind of our goal. But we can't really make any promises till we get there. Now, where we're going to meet up there at the Marriott Marquis, we'll probably make a post, do a video and post it on YouTube probably Thursday or Friday. We're getting in late Thursday, so probably on Friday sometime, the Friday before the 25th, and let you know where we're going to meet up. We'll kind of scout out the grounds and we'll pick a spot. So anyway, guys, have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday with some new stuff. Have a great one. Bye-bye.